points, Patrick. Well, what is not being talked about is the context from which these sanctions or D-Day economic outcast operation, whatever it's being called, Barry McCaffrey, a former, decorated general, said that in his judgment, U.S. armed forces have probably permanently lost access to 15 U.S. bases in the Persian Gulf, with Iran now poised to control access to the Gulf states. And so this is a much different context than a lot of times when the U.S. ramps up sanctions. But what's so interesting to me, Patrick, is that Bessent announced here that we're going to see a major announcement of a financial institution being sanctioned by the end of the week. I don't know what he's talking about, but what we do know is if the UAE, and especially Saudi Arabia, which is critical to the dollar system, all these threats about cutting off the dollar, cutting off countries from the dollar, could have major ramifications for the U.S. itself on sitting on a very fragile foundation. For example, Iran has said that it is going to hit militarily countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE if they participate in this. So this seems to have a lot of landmines, for lack of a better term, involved in it, Patrick. So what do you make of, is this just threats and bluster? Because Trump has a lot of phone calls to make. China's already said no, and Iran is saying they've gotten word from a lot of countries that they don't want to participate in this at all. It seems like the situation's quite dicey.
Yeah, if the United States really comes good on these threats, and I have every reason to think that they might try to in the short term, it's going to trigger a global economic meltdown, quite frankly. And the other thing is that this is happening concurrently with